It all started on a Tuesday. You know, those gray, uninspired Tuesdays, the kind that makes you want to stay in pajamas and ignore your to-do list. Ali Fedotowsky Manno stared out her kitchen window, coffee in hand, her mind on emails and dinner. The rain wasn't a warning. It felt like an invitation. Her first thought was, "Oh great, the windows are open upstairs." But then, a mischievous idea crept in. A smile tugged at her lips. She felt a spark, the thrill of doing something unexpected. The world outside was being washed clean, and she wanted to be part of it. She grabbed her jacket, heart pounding with anticipation. Sometimes you have to answer when adventure knocks, even if it's just a rainy Tuesday. Stepping outside, Ali entered a world transformed. The air was cool, thick with the earthy scent of rain, petrichor. Colors popped, lawns greener, flowers brighter, everything glistening. The usual street sounds vanished, replaced by the symphony of rain, drumming on roofs, hissing on grass, splashing in puddles. Ali closed her eyes, letting the peaceful hush wash over her. The rain created a curtain, separating her from the world's demands. The gray sky was now dramatic, swirling with silver and charcoal. Leaves on the oak tree shimmered, occasionally showering droplets with each gust of wind. She breathed in deeply, tension melting away. Her sensible shoes met a large, inviting puddle at the end of the driveway. The practical voice in her head said, "Don't you dare." But the fun side giggled, "Why not?" Sometimes you have to let the fun side win. Ali grinned, ready to make a splash. The adventure had truly begun. That first puddle was the gateway. Ali took a running start and leapt. Splash! Cold water soaked her jeans, but she burst out laughing. She didn't stop. She became a puddle connoisseur, seeking out the best ones. Each puddle offered a new sound. Deep sploosh, high-pitched splash. It was a scientific investigation of joy. She remembered doing this as a kid, rain boots and all, her mom smiling from the door. When did rain become something to avoid? Ali stomped, splashed, and grinned, her shoes squishing with every step. Who cared if she was soaked? This was better than any email. The street was empty, no one to judge, no one to stop her. She was the queen of the rainy day, the champion of spontaneous fun. The rain washed away her worries, leaving only laughter. Sometimes the best adventures are the ones you don't plan. She felt free, unburdened, and wonderfully alive. The rain, the puddles, and her laughter filled the street. For a moment, she was a kid again, and it was perfect. As Ali wandered, she started to hear the music of the storm. Under a metal awning, the rain drummed like 1,000 tiny percussionists. She danced, just a little, caught up in the rhythm. Ducking under a leafy bush, the sound softened, a gentle, secret whisper. The world was full of rain's music, pinging on a metal bucket, thumping on a car roof, each surface a different instrument. The rain was the musician, the neighborhood its orchestra. Ali never reached for her phone. She didn't need a playlist. The world provided the soundtrack. Sometimes the best entertainment isn't on a screen. It's right outside, waiting for you to listen. She stood in the street, head back, eyes closed, letting the symphony wash over her. The rain's song was chaotic, beautiful, and utterly unique. She felt connected to the world in a way she hadn't in ages. The music of the rain was a reminder. Joy is everywhere, if you're willing to get a little wet. She smiled, soaking it all in. The rain played on, and she was its audience. Sometimes you just have to listen, and let the world surprise you. With the storm's music in her ears, Ali couldn't help but move. She twirled in the empty street, arms outstretched, face to the sky. Raindrops kissed her cheeks, exhilarating and cool. She leapt over streams rushing along the curb, inventing a magical obstacle course. For a moment, she was a ballerina, performing for an audience of squirrels and robins. She dodged raindrops, zigging and zagging, laughing at her spectacular failure to stay dry. Her clothes clung to her, hair plastered down, but she felt radiant. The rain washed away the day's stress, leaving only joy. This impromptu dance was a celebration, a thank you to the rain for reminding her to play. She bowed to the trees, and they seemed to bow back. Sometimes you have to let go and move just for the fun of it. The world was her stage, the rain her partner. She felt alive, grateful, and free, and she danced on. As her dance slowed, Ali noticed earthworms stranded on the wet sidewalk. The rain had brought them up, but now they were in danger. A new mission, the Great Worm Rescue. She crouched, gently scooping up each worm and returning it to the grass. It was a small, quiet act of kindness, no one watching, but it mattered. She turned it into a game, whispering encouragement to each rescued worm, protector of the worms, guardian of the garden dwellers. The simple task was calming, grounding her in the moment. She wasn't thinking about her schedule or emails, just the tiny life in her hand. Dozens of worms found safety, each rescue bringing a quiet satisfaction. Even on a day of silly fun, there's always room for kindness. Sometimes the smallest acts make the biggest difference. She smiled, knowing she'd made the rainy day brighter for more than just herself. Even the wiggiest creatures deserve a little help. Eventually, the rain softened to a gentle drizzle. The clouds broke, revealing a sliver of blue sky. Ali, soaked but refreshed, walked home through the quiet, glistening world. Inside, she left a trail of puddles and caught her reflection. Messy hair, smudged mascara, and a real happy smile. She wrapped herself in a fluffy towel, made hot chocolate, and sat by the window where it all began. Outside, sunlight broke through, the world sparkling and new. The to-do list was still there, but it didn't seem so daunting. That rainy Tuesday was a reminder. Joy doesn't need to be scheduled. Sometimes you just have to run outside and dance in the downpour. Embrace the unexpected, find magic in the mundane, jump in puddles, save the worms, and let yourself be silly. It wasn't just a rainy day, it was a reset for the soul, and it was perfect.